Who do I have here today?
You have Ginger Carlisle here.
Ginger Carlisle.
Yes.
Can I ask you where you're originally from?
I was born in New York City.
New York
I
City.
am a New Yorker.
And I guess you went to medical school and...
Well, no, I grew up in New York City, but as an older teenager, our family moved to Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, Fort Lauderdale, well, nothing is like it used to be.
Yeah.
New York City's.
Believe me, nothing stays the same long.
Yeah, but New York City has gone down the drain, unfortunately, and it's such a magnificent city when it's safe to go there. It's so magnificent.
I'll tell you a quick story about Fort Lauderdale. Probably the only story I can tell you about Fort Lauderdale. My brother-in-law was picking up his wife at the Fort Lauderdale airport. There's an airport up there somewhere.
Yeah.
And so we walk in the airport, and I'm just waiting on her. And I don't know, I'm just tagging along. And I look down this hall, and there's this guy standing there holding a sign that says Steve Allen. And I was like, there's no way it's the real Steve Allen. I was like, no way. But I had a few moments to wait, and I was waiting. And around the corner comes this guy, 6'6", 6'7" guy. And I looked, it was the real Steve Allen who created the Tonight Show.
Yeah.
And I said, oh man, this is a once in a lifetime. So he took off that way, he went that way, and I took out after us. I got to meet this man. Because I know so much about the Tonight Show, I'm a fan. And Steve Allen, he was a piano player, he was a very big art, and his hand just cupped mine. I said, Mr. Allen, can I just say I met you? Yeah, shake your hand. And then he went down the escalator. But I got to meet the original Steve Allen at the Fort Lauderdale airport one time, yeah.
Well, Fort Lauderdale, when we moved there, it was just, you could smell the orange blossoms, the night blooming jasmine. It was like a real tropical paradise. And, as a teenager, I used to drive down the beach. You could just park right there. Kids would be hitchhiking. You could pick them up. It was just another teenager like yourself, sort of this. Now you wouldn't even in your wildest dreams.
I picked up hitchhikers before.
But you wouldn't.
Back in the day, not today.
Not
No.
today, you can't.
No.
And that's how Fort
80s.
Yeah.
In the mid 80s, I
Yeah,
find.
Fort Lauderdale today, you can't. It's also changed. It's so overpopulated and just so, whatever. But anyway, so I lived there. But no, I actually went to nursing school in Canada, affiliated with McGill, and it was the last program that they were having where you actually lived in the hospital.
Oh wow.
It was immersion.
Did you guys wear the white hats and the white?
Absolutely.
Are you serious? I was thinking.
Absolutely.
Wow, those days are long gone. I remember seeing those.
Oh yeah, white hats, no nail polish.
And a nice.
Yeah, so it had to be.
Yeah.
And the head nurse, like if she thought your uniform was too short, you'd have to get on your knees and she'd measure.
Yeah. Man, and the sad thing is, I really think that my generation, the X generation, I was born in 68. The new generations, Z, my son, millennium, they'll never know.
No.
They might see a video of it sometime. They might see an image, but they'll never know, never understand.
It was the best of times.
The good.
Seriously,
oh my God,
it was really the best of times.
It really is.
Because we were, the kids could play out in the front, out in the yard.
I came in when the street lights came on.
Oh yeah, my husband was born and raised in Detroit, in the city of Detroit, and he said that he used to ride his bike, and like his mother was have him come in when the street lights came on. And you wouldn't let your kid ride.
Yeah, I live in a pretty nice neighborhood, not bad. And my daughter says I got to go out to the car to get something. Will you watch me?
Yeah.
You have to.
Well, you have to. I'm sorry,
Sad.
It's the way, it's the way things have developed. It's very sad.
Yeah.
Very sad. But, so then when I got married, my husband's job took him to Sebring.
Oh, okay.
And so we lived in Sebring for a lot of years, and it was a great place to raise kids because they, it was relatively safe,
Yeah.
And then his job took him here to Lakeland.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
What's he do here in Lakeland?
Well, he has his own practice. He is a neurosurgical assistant. So,
No kidding.
So he works with the neurosurgeons.
You know,
they call him.
When I meet people, I have a joke, when you're opening a line, you just met someone, and when someone asks me, what do you do? And I say, I'm a brain surgeon. And they give me that look like, are you serious? Because now I got the gray hair, I'm old. Now if I say I'm a brain surgeon, they almost believe me.
Oh, yeah?
But they don't know that I probably unclogged their toilet.
Well, I'll tell you, the best line of, I don't know which election it was, maybe 2016, or I don't remember, but the best line was Ben Carson. And when he was running for, and one of the idiotic reporters said to him, well, Dr. Carson, what do you know about, being a president and running the country? And he said, well, it's not like it's brain surgery or anything.
Because he knows, he's used that line many times too.
Not like it's brain surgery.
Yeah.
It was so.
Yeah, and he could back it up.
He could back it up.
That's right.
He could back it up.
That's right.
That guy's brilliant.
Yeah.
He's one of my heroes, having been in that,
that
field, and then my husband in that field. This is a new old venture for me.
Okay.
As I told you, my first life was in the medical field for years. It was actually my first love, and I worked in I ran a neurological neurosurgical center for 17 years in Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, wow.
So I'm very familiar with back. I have my own back issues from when I was a floor nurse,
Oh, yeah.
350-pound patient came out of bed. I tried to catch him. We both went, that thing. So it's been, I appreciate your back. I know very well. Plus that. During that time of me being in the medical field, of course, we used to give out gifts at Christmas time to referring doctors and to hospitals and blah, blah, blah. And I was spending quite a lot of money on gift baskets. And I happened to go up on the floor one day, and I don't know, it was a $100 gift basket that we had sent to the nursing floor, and I looked at it and I'm like, God, that is terrible. I'm paying that. That is, and I said to my friend who also worked, I said, we could do better than that. Well, long story short, next year we did them just for our company, and I started getting calls. Hey, can you do 10 for me? Hey, can you do, like that. So we evolved into a little gift basket business. This was in the 80s when gift baskets were the thing. And we were very, very innovative. And we had some phenomenal customers. If I tell you who our customers were, you
please share.
Yeah, we were, okay. Wayne Izenga, Blockbuster, who owned Blockbuster Corporate, Wayne and his wife personally. Do you remember the show? Do you know who Aaron Spelling is?
Yeah, he's the father of that actress.
He's a producer.
He used to produce for television.
He produced the show that was big at that time was 90210. 90210.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's out there in Hollywood. He's in, and he just loved our baskets. So what he would do is he would ship me. I'm in Fort Lauderdale. He would ship me paraphernalia from 90210, like a leather jacket with 90210.
The stuff that was in the...
The stuff, scripts, the scripts of the show that he had personally signed, and all kinds of that stuff. And we would, add our own things, whatever he wanted, and then send it off to some other actor or whatever. And we had all the sports teams. We had the Dolphins, the Heat, the Panthers, and the Lightning. We had all them. We had that builder, Hovnanian, I tell you, we used to call him Kevorkian.
Oh, yeah.
Hovnanian was a big builder. He moved out, they subsequently moved out of Florida and up north, but. So we were doing, we always won, like, back then, the gift basket industry used to have a big thing in Las Vegas all the time. We always won first prize and stuff like that. Well, the thing that I found out about that is you really can't ever make any money in that. You just can't.
I know that one.
No, I'm serious. I don't care. I mean, we did such good work. There was a private jet company that flew George and Barbara Bush somewhere, you know, and he ordered a gift basket to be on the plane for them. And so we had done what up. He called me later and he said, you know, Ginger, he said, they got a lot of gifts and everything. He said, but you know that they took your gift basket with them.
Oh, they did. That's a pleasure. That's
Yeah,
a good
they
sign.
did. Yeah, they did. So we did, but as I say, it's the kind of thing that, you know, people, if you do something artsy, the amount of time and you put good stuff in, people, you know, a lot of times people don't want to pay for that. They just don't want to.
It's clear as a bell. I understand.
You don't, you know, and if you want to make money, you got to mass produce. Well, now you got Costco stuff, Walmart stuff, and it's not. That's
Cheap
not
labor.
what it's cheap. That's not what I'm looking, you know, to do. So we did that for a while, and then we just couldn't do it anymore. That was the end of that. And I changed fields because I felt that the medical field was going down a little in a way. It was not, well, let me say this, technologically, we have skyrocketed. Technology is just, thank God, technology is just skyrocketed. But patient care has gone in the other direction.
It's for profit. It's
Yeah,
not
well,
for
it's-
patients.
Nurses, once they got, especially in the hospitals, once they got that electronic medical records and this, that, and the other thing, all they're doing is charting, and the patient is like, you know, and I can't do that. I cannot function like that. So it was, I wasn't for me anymore. Was not for me. So, I changed fields and I now teach people how money works because people are sick financially. I started out with just helping other nurses because I know how hard medical people work. They work very, very, very hard, and I know what their job is like. And I know also, just like me, I knew everything about my field, but I didn't know anything about money. And when you don't know about money, you make mistakes. Sometimes really bad ones. Really bad ones.
Cost you for a long time.
Yes. I say that you make a mistake that could be financial suicide. And so I wanted to try to prevent like my own little cluster from doing that, and I teach them, but now it's expanded. I've been doing it for 20 some odd years now, and you know, help everybody, you know, from low income to, you know, educated in their fields doesn't mean they know anything about money, you know.
Right. Yeah, you're educating them about money.
I'm educating them about how money works.
Okay.
Right? So, as you know, it's a stressful environment these last couple of years.
And it's not getting better. It's going to keep worse. It's getting worse.
Well, it's not going to get better. You know, it's not going to get better until somebody changes the direction. You know, I mean, don't even get me started on that, because I just heard on the news that FEMA doesn't have the money to, where is all this money? What do they do with the money?
It's on an island somewhere.
Well, I don't know where it is, but I know, you know, and like I even tell my clients, listen, the government they produce nothing. The only money they have is what they take from us. Now, where is all that money? FEMA does not have money for another hurricane. Right. So anyway, it's a little bit stressful, and I want to, you know, I treat my clients like I would treat my patients. So I take everything very personally and understand. So bottom line, there's a lot of stress. And this is sort of like a little stress release. So I started doing this too. I thought, my artistic talent that I had back then when we were doing the gift baskets, I haven't done that for a while. I just decorate my house. So I started doing this, and now they started cluttering up my house. My husband said, listen, what are you gonna do
You
with
need moved.
Yeah, what are you gonna do with all this stuff here? I'm like, I don't know. I've donated, wreaths to, the Lakeland Chamber and so on and so forth for their raffles. And, I'm gonna donate one to the symphony, like that. But, somebody said, no, you've gotta sell these, they're so beautiful.
Yes.
And so there I am. So, I don't even have a website. Somebody said, well, get an Etsy shop. I don't even know how to do that. I wouldn't know. I just did, that indoor market was the first real, marketing thing that I've, other than the donations that I've done, showing the wreaths, but everybody loves them.
Everybody knows quality. You know quality when you see quality. You know caring when you see caring.
Right.
There is no doubt about it. So when you said that you get stress free, you decided to say, hey, I used to make gift baskets. Did you make wreaths back then too, in the 80s, or did you just? So what made you go from baskets to?
I don't know. I think gift baskets are past their prime. It's sort of like the balloon industry. There's things that have, they're in fashion or so on and so on. But something like a wreath, it's sort of timeless because people want to decorate their homes. Some people are always putting things on their door or I make garland too. But there's plenty of wonderful, all across the United States, wonderful wreath makers, but they're very, very pricey. Some of these wreaths, if you look in these Etsy shops, sell for $350 to $450. It depends on what you put in it, depends on the time it takes. So my goal was to try to find a quality wreath with good stuff that was in a price point that was more affordable for more people. Let's put it that way.
That's right, yeah.
Let's put it that way, yeah. So I tried
our home, my wife, we have Christmas lights in our living room. We leave up all year long. My son has Christmas stuff, and he's got a Christmas village in his room. He leaves up all year long. Christmas is like always there.
Oh yeah, well
the decorations anyway.
It's happy. It's wonderful. It's it's an environment we have in our home. I have like a little forest of alpine trees, and they're lit up. They light up every night. They are. They're year round, and it's just, in the world we live in, we have to have a little bit of happiness somewhere. And there was a big article that came out, I think, in the Epic Times. It was about crafting and making things, and actually what they've shown is that it is actually very therapeutic psychologically to make things with your hands.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about that. That's the way we were made. We were made to do it. So your supplies, I don't want to get in too much, but you search for each an individual thing. You don't have a choice.
I do.
A lot of hot glue gun. I imagine there's a hot glue.
There's hot glue gun. There's all kinds of stuff that holds. But I have a little bit of knowledge because of the gift basket thing. Because we used to shop the gift marts, Dallas Market, Atlanta Market, New York Market. So I haven't done it in a lot of years, but I still have a little bit of recall as to how to get supplies from. I get them from everywhere.
So something this large, this detailed, have you measured the time that you put into it?
No.
That looked like a week or more.
No. It's with the stuff that's in it. So this one I would sell. Everybody says it's too little, but for about $115.
$115.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a bad price point for something that's going to last forever.
Yeah.
That's not bad at all.
No.
You can go down and get the cheapos, but it's going to look cheap, and it is cheap. You mind if I show you one or two of the other ones?
No.
Look at
This,
this.
yeah, that one's a fall one, that's a fall swag.
I want to show the camera.
Yeah, show the camera.
So Ginger, you're right here in Lakeland? Or where are you from?
Yes, yeah, I live in Lakeland.
She's in Lakeland. Look at the detail. This is considered her fall one.
Yeah, I mean, they're all custom, I could
Gorgeous.
show you a zillion of them that, I have.
And what is this one?
That one is Halloween. Just a
How convenient is that?
Yeah, just a fun Halloween one.
We are October 3rd, or October 4th.
Yeah.
Oh my God, look at this.
Yeah.
This is incredible. Thank you so much for showing me this.
Yeah. My little eek.
And when did you actually start doing these wreaths, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, I started making garlands in my home and everybody loved them. I think last spring.
Okay, so
spring, yeah.
look at that. Eek! Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Eyeball,
All
little
the
hidden eyeballs.
Yeah, all the little eyeballs.
You have to see it up close.
Yeah.
You have to see the detail up close. Okay, so right now, you don't have a website, right?
No.
But I do.
Oh,
And
there we go.
computer's my forte.
Really?
These will be available on the website. So Thanksgiving, fall, Halloween, Christmas, I imagine, have you made a Valentine's Day or?
No, not yet. We haven't got
We haven't got it yet.
Right. I've done a ladybug, a bumblebee. That was the sort of the spring thing. And I can do a garland. The garlands are actually stunning, but they're pricey. So,
Have you had people order special?
Well, they would say, I want to, some people want, they don't want Halloween. A lot of people don't like the Halloween thing. So they'll order a fall thing. And I'll say, do you want a swag or a wreath? They want a wreath, I'll do a wreath. They want a swag, Some people have double doors, so they'll order two, and I'll make sure that they're both going like if I have a sign that they're in opposite directions, so when they hang them, it's not all going this way, it's going that way.
Or not, yeah.
Yeah.
So my anniversary's coming up. That would be a good one, a wedding one or
Yes.
a marriage one. Maybe even put pictures in it
Oh, yeah.
through the years.
Yeah.
Because we're getting ready to start, our 26th anniversary is the 10th, which is what, Monday or Tuesday?
Well, it actually started with my husband's birthday. He's a big Michigan State fan.
If I'd have known that, we would never have done this interview. I'm kidding.
Are
I'm a
you-
Buckeye.
Oh, well, I thought you were gonna say you were a Wolverine, because then.
That's even worse. That's even worse.
That's worse,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, but he's a big Michigan State fan. So for his birthday, I made him a Michigan State wreath.
Oh, you did?
I did,
Oh,
and
wow.
it was so gorgeous, he loves it. And he had it on a little tripod as you came into our home in the little foyer. And, everybody who came in there said, God, can you make, and that's how it sort of stuck, can you make me
That's
one?
right.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, because I'm a Charger fan in the NFL. My son's a Viking fan. Buckeye fan in college, and USF. I graduated with Bulls. But the collegiate would be something. Oh, you could be busy.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. So it depends on if you want to do them. Now, you might have to raise your prices.
Well, as I say, I like to do things that are, between 100 and 150, like that, sort of. I mean, I can do it. I have done, ones that, it all depends on like the ribbon that you use. There's a company that does designer ribbon. It's beautiful. I mean, it's like, it's like clothing, it's, you know, the different materials, I mean, you can go to, you know, Saks Fifth Avenue, or you can go to Walmart, you can get a
That's
shirt
right.
either place,
Yeah.
but it's in the material. So the material of the ribbon, but that ribbon, some of it costs $70 or $80 a roll, and that's would be
Holy
for
Toledo.
5 yards. 5 yards of ribbon for $80, so you know, you can't charge $100 for a wreath and use that ribbon.
Yeah.
But there are some people, it's like, what I tell everybody, you know what? You can go to the dollar store and get a dinner plate, right? Or you can go to Lennox and, you know, you can pay $1.25 at the dollar store. Or you can get a Lennox dinner plate for $125, right? The food you put on is gonna taste the same. You can eat a steak off
Yep.
of both of them. It's just a question of what you want and what you can afford. I have no qualms about the people who eat off of Lennox china, none whatsoever.
Sure.
If you can afford it, go for it. But you know what, the food's the same. So some people, some people are okay with something really nice, but that's in a nice price point. Some people want that expensive ribbon, fine. They wanna pay for it, yeah, it's fine with me.
Absolutely. Especially if they can customize, they call you in advance and tell you what they want it for.
Yep.
Then you get that customization, and
Yep.
you have a little bit more to work with
Yeah.
to get it right.
Yeah, absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. But, if some people are wondering, like, why is there the different prices of these, all of these are elements that, these things, and they're all elements that go into the wreath, so it depends on what you're putting on there. There's one, I haven't bought it yet, but it's actually, believe it or not, they're sort of sold out. It's a Santa boot, but it's a spike heel.
A spiked heel.
Yeah, it's a fancy spike heel. That would go in a wreath. That wholesale is $85.
Oh my.
Wholesale. And they're sold out. $85, so you know what you'd have to charge for a wreath if you put that in there?
Oh, yeah.
Well, somebody's buying them because I can't even order it.
Yeah, so everything that you've got in here costs you $1 a price, then you get to put, or have to put
Right.
on your time
Your time,
on top
yeah,
of it,
of course.
and then sell it for
Right.
retail, yeah.
Yeah.
So it can get, well,
I mean, as I say, it all depends, and I try to keep the price points, as I say, somewhere within that range.
that is fantastic.
You know.